So I just got off a call with a personal brand coach who has 404 right now, like 404,000 followers on Instagram, and he currently is just finishing up on his first $1 million year. And it was awesome being able to hear him speak. And just wanted to share some lessons that's helped me, but also can be able to help you on your journey towards a six-figure music school as well. So if you don't know, his name is Tom Noski, and you check out his content. But off the rip, like it's just very captivating the way he creates content. It shows me that he's a very creative person inherently, and that's one of like the biggest things that really stood out about him. Being able to hear him speak is that he's not like a natural business person, and chances are for you, we as music teachers, we're not natural business people either. I remember like I remember when I was a music major, our university had a degree called like music business and entrepreneurship, and I wanted like as I was going through my degree, like, and I was seeing other people go through that major, I was like, I kind of wanted to switch over to that, but in the back of my head, I was like, I'm not a business person. Like, I can never do that. And then, as growing my piano studio and growing this coaching business, I always felt like business was such a foreign concept. And I fell back to this belief of like, oh, I can't be a business person. Oh, business stuff doesn't go natural to me because I'm a musician. But over the past couple of years of just diving into my own musicianship and seeing the similarities between music and business, I fully believe that music teachers are perfect business people. And just being able to hear Tom speak and just hearing his story really resonated with me. And one of the lessons that I got out of this was that he doesn't think in niches anymore. And it's almost like in his world, niches are BS. Like he doesn't even think like that. And I really like the way that he thought because like getting into this business world and getting so many coaches and mentors, like how many times have we heard you got to niche down, right? You probably heard it from me as well. Like you got to niche down, and Tom uh, presented it in a different way that aligns a lot with me and aligns with a lot of the things that I am doing right now, which is we don't want to think of it as a niche. We want to think of it more as like an avatar, like the person that you are speaking to, the person that you are creating content to as well. And that really aligns with me because for me, like I don't feel like I can actually niche myself in a box. And when I think of the word niche, like I feel like I am fitting parts of myself in a box and excluding parts that aren't relevant, which I don't believe should be the way that we grow our music schools and grow our personal brands as music teachers. Because like for me, like I'm much more than a music teacher. I'm much more than a business coach. I'm much more than a musician as well. I'm all parts of that and more. And having to think about fitting all of that in a box it's just hard for me to think about. And I've had a lot of conversations with clients as well where they're trying to wrap themselves up in this pretty little bow and trying to create content off of that. But I feel like as when I think about an avatar, I think about an entire person and all the parts related to that as well. And I think about myself and how if I'm much more than a music teacher, and if I'm much more than a musician, then my clients are probably as well. The people that are watching this video probably as well. And that's really opened my eyes to creating content more effectively and more efficiently because I can create content that really allows me to shine. Just like this. Like I like to create content where I just talk in front of the camera and when I can get in the groove of things, like it becomes really easy. But I can talk about anything because I know that what I talk about is going to be relatable to not the niche that I'm trying to serve, but the person, the avatar, the type of person that is consuming my content right now. And I always had this thought of like, who is my niche? And it's really hard when you're trying to like predict something that is out there that you don't know what it is yet. Um, but what's helped me and what's helped my clients really find their, not just their niche, but their identity as a music teacher, their identity as a person, and who they're trying to serve. They become really clear on that, it becomes so much easier for them to create content as well. I have a video on this as well. Let's see, on my channel, and it's all about, uh, and it's with one of my past clients as well, Alec. Alec was able to create a six-figure music school, but the way that he got there was really honing in on his identity and the people that he wants to serve. So for him, like, he didn't really have a niche in place, but he had more of like, he knew the type of person that he wanted to serve, not just what they wanted musically, but what they wanted in life, the type of family that he wanted to attract in his music school. So it's much more than that. And nowadays, like, what I want you to think about is how can I create content for an avatar? How can I create content for somebody who is just like me? So when I think about that, that helps me expand the type of content that I can create. I don't have to create so it's like only business content, but I really want to dive more into who I am, right? Sharing my music, because at the core of it, I'm a musician. At the core of it, like, I'm a musician first and then I'm a teacher. And I want to share like how I value a life where I can be both. I can be a musician and a teacher and a coach. And that's what's really allowed me to create more content, and more effective content, because I'm not struggling being like, oh, I have to create content that is only about business. Or for you, it might be I can only create content that is about um, my music or my student results. But instead, feel free to talk about your own music. Feel free to share what you're doing outside of your music school. This is how we really develop a brand. This is how we take our music school and actually turn it into something, into a business that supports our lifestyle, is when we incorporate our life within the business as well. And I want to design my brand by intentionally talking about what I want to be known for. So I want to be known for helping teachers build music schools that support their dream lifestyle. I want to be known for helping teachers build a music school that allows them to be a musician as well. And I want to be like, that's going to be my brand because I choose to talk about that. And it's kind of like when I was when I was taking music production lessons, one of the biggest lessons that I learned, really helped me figure out like what my sound is going to be. What is my sound going to be as a musician? What is going to be my sound as a producer? And I always thought that it was like, I'm going to try different genres, see what sticks with an audience, and if one goes viral, boom, that'll be my sound. But that's not actually how it works. I create my sound as a producer by intentionally choosing the same samples, choosing the same presets, using the sounds that I want to use, and I become known for that because I use that sound over and over and over again. And the same thing goes with our brand, same thing goes with our content. If you want to be known as the music teacher, if you want to be known as like the piano teacher that helps struggling artists create, like, have a career in piano, piano performance career, then you talk about that, intentionally talk about that. If you want to be a music production coach who is known for taking DJs and producers from clubs to the festivals, then you intentionally talk about that. And that's what I'm constantly doing. That's how I'm always thinking about, to refine my brand no matter what level I'm at. So the lesson here, right? What is the whole point of all this? The lesson here is, if you are struggling with niching down, if you're struggling with trying to create content for a specific like person, like you've been told you got to niche down, but you're not really sure if this content is like actually niching down or not. The simplest thing that I've always done is like create content that I would really like, create content that my past self would really get value from, and not just create content, but like document content. So I want to do more of like document what happens inside of our mastermind behind the scenes, like the value that my clients get from just being there, surrounded by other music teachers as well. I want to share and document what I'm currently doing with my music as well, because I know that my clients value that. They value being being coached by a teacher that practices what he preaches, and also also dedicates and makes time for themselves as a musician as well. So when in doubt, just ask yourself, is this content that I would feel proud to share? And hopefully that helps you be able to kind of see the ties between how is content creation just like my music. Well, it's just like the music that you play, right? It's like we get better at content creation by practicing it, by being consistent, by being persistent with it as well. So hopefully that helps. If you are, if you want to, I would love to, first off, I would love to hear your thoughts. I hope that it ties it together a lot easier, but I'll also love to know like what other topics do you want to hear, because with tying music and business together, like that's the type of content that I want to create more of. And I'd love to see where I can dive deeper into it. So I'll see you in the next one.